Okay, so before you grab your pickaxes and start hating on this video in the comments, I gave Dwarf Fortress an honest try. 10 hours of digging, restarting, trying to figure out the menus, and scrolling through forums, and you know what? I never got to the part everyone online was saying is so amazing. I know 10 hours isn't much time for a game this deep, but I'm gonna be real with you, I just couldn't bring myself to play more. I'd start, get frustrated, shut it down, and go play something else. So, this is my honest experience with Dwarf Fortress. The good, the bad, and my verdict. Let's start with the good, because there's definitely something here. I completely understand why people say this is one of the greatest simulation games ever made. It's a living, breathing world under the hood. Your dwarves have needs, personalities, relationships, and quirks. Your fortress isn't just a base, it's a story generator. If you've been online for more than a minute, you've probably seen some of the legendary stories. A fortress collapsing because a cat drank too much spilled alcohol, forgotten beasts destroying entire civilizations, or a tantrum spiral that ends with your once thriving community tearing itself apart. That emergent chaos, that's the magic of Dwarf Fortress. Honestly, even in my limited time, I could see hints of that potential. The systems are so intricate and interconnected that you just know if you stick with it long enough, you'll eventually have your own story worth telling. Yes, I'll even admit the clunky menus, the ASC2 roots, and the obtuse design, that's part of the game's charm for veterans. It feels raw, it feels old school, and I respect the developers for sticking with their vision instead of watering it down. Even though the Steam version does help to alleviate some of the rawness, in my opinion it doesn't take away from the game. But here's where the bad comes in. I never got to any of that. In my time with the game, I spent more time wrestling with the interface than actually playing. The menus are overwhelming, and this is with the Steam version that's supposed to be more user-friendly. The tips aren't that helpful, and I felt like I was constantly missing something obvious. For example, I spent an hour trying to figure out why my dwarves wouldn't plant the plum helmet seeds I had, only to realize through a wiki that I had accidentally designated the farm plot on a stone floor instead of soil. Instead of laughing about it, I just felt annoyed. And it wasn't just farming. Even getting my dwarves some drinking water turned into a headache. I tried to build a well, but it wasn't as simple as digging a hole. Suddenly I needed buckets, ropes, underground access to water, and about 3 different workshop steps I didn't even know existed. Meanwhile, my dwarves are dehydrating while I'm scrolling through guides just to understand what I'd missed. Instead of feeling clever for solving it, I just felt drained. Oh, the fix? I was to build the well directly on the water. That is what the needs open space issue was. The game does have a tutorial, but let's be honest, it doesn't really teach you what you need to know. At best, it teaches you how to press the buttons, but not the underlying concepts of why you're doing anything. It leaves huge gaps that you're expected to fill in by either experimenting endlessly or running to outside resources. And that's exactly what I had to do. I ended up on Reddit and on wikis just to figure out simple things like how to trade or keep my dwarves alive past the first year. And for me, that takes away a lot of the fun. I want to learn from the game itself, not from having 10 wiki tabs open in the background. Now, I know some of you are already typing, just install this mod or use a starter pack, but I wanted to play Dwarf Fortress, not a modded hand-holding version. And when I stuck to the vanilla experience, it was more pain than payoff. So, here's my verdict. The last game I covered was Crusader Kings 3, another game that's incredibly complex. I'll admit, I don't fully understand all the systems in that game, but here's the difference. Even with the limited knowledge, I can still have fun. CK3 gives you a way in. You can play simply at first, follow the tips, and learn more as you go. With Dwarf Fortress, I never had that experience. Now, I'm not giving up on Dwarf Fortress completely. I believe the amazing stories people share are real, and that if I push through the frustration, I'd eventually unlock that same magic. But I don't have unlimited time. I've already spent 10 hours and I feel stuck at square one. If a game can't hook me by then, I have to ask, how many more hours do I really want to grind before it clicks? For me, the answer is not many. So I can't recommend Dwarf Fortress to anyone who isn't ready to dedicate serious time to just learning it. If you're patient, you love a challenge, and you want to climb that steep learning curve, this game might be something special. But if you're like me and you want to jump in and start having fun without outside guides, Dwarf Fortress probably isn't the game for you. At least not yet. Well, that's my take. As someone who works full time, I want to spend my gaming hours actually enjoying myself, not fighting menus. I respect Dwarf Fortress for what it is, but right now, it's not for me. If you found the magic in it, I'd love to hear what finally made it click for you. And if you're like me and bounced off it, hey, you're not alone. Well, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.